We often hear about cybersecurity certifications, and they can sound a bit dry. But today we're talking about one that feels more like a blueprint for becoming an ethical hacker, the CompTIA PenTest Plus. It's an intermediate-level certification covering the entire penetration testing process, from planning to reporting. It's also vendor-neutral and a core requirement for U.S. Department of Defense compliance, bridging that gap between basic security knowledge and advanced specialization.
Exactly, and that's the key difference. A lot of certs focus on the technical how-to of hacking. PenTest Plus forces you to think like a professional consultant. It's not just about the thrill of finding a vulnerability. It's about executing a compliant, end-to-end security assessment project that a business would actually pay for. It redefines the role by focusing on the bookends of the job, the legal planning at the start, and the professional report at the end.
Right. So it's less about being a rogue agent and more about becoming a trusted locksmith who can prove where the weak points are. But the world of security changes incredibly fast. So how has CompTIA updated this exam to keep up with today's threats? Well, the latest version, PT0-003, just dropped in late 2024. It's a 165-minute marathon with up to 90 questions, and that includes hands-on practical tasks. Crucially, it now specifically targets modern threats like AI-driven social engineering and vulnerabilities in cloud platforms like AWS and Azure.
That update is massive. They've officially added things like deepfake prevention to the social engineering domain. It shows that CompTIA understands that the modern attack surface has fundamentally shifted. Attackers aren't just sending basic phishing emails anymore. They're using AI to create much more sophisticated, believable scams. The fight has moved to the cloud.
That makes sense. But why the heavy focus on the performance-based questions, the PBQs? Is it just a way to make the exam harder?
It does make it harder, but it's really about proof of work. In a real job, when a server is under attack, nobody gives you 4 multiple-choice options. The PBQs are there to make sure you can actually use a tool like Nmap or Metasploit under pressure. And, importantly, manually verify the findings to eliminate the false positives that automated tools spit out. It's the difference between knowing the name of a hammer and being able to actually build a house.
So, the bar has definitely been raised. It's a true test of practical skill. Once you're in that hot seat, what are the areas you absolutely have to nail? If you're studying for this, you have to live and breathe the attacks and exploitation domain. It makes up a massive 35% of your total score. This section covers everything from the classic SQL injections and wireless cracking to the more advanced post-penetration phase, which includes things like lateral movement and maintaining persistent access to a system.
Right, it's the core of the technical test. But what's interesting is how it connects to the other domains. For example, the reporting section is only 14% of the exam, but in the real world, the report is the asterisk-only thing the client actually sees. You could pull off the most brilliant hack in history, but if you can't clearly explain the business risk and provide actionable steps to fix it, that hack is essentially worthless. Getting through the door is just the beginning. The real test is showing the value in having done it.
That's a great point. It's a lot to master from the technical exploit to the professional report. So, for someone looking to take this on, what's the most effective way to prepare for a challenge like this? To wrap this up, most experts seem to recommend a structured 1-2 week preparation path. It starts with setting up a Kali Linux lab to get hands-on, moves through deep dives into each of the 5 domains, and finishes with a 2-week mock exam sprint to get your timing down for those 90 questions.
And here's the most important tip for the exam room. You have to be tactical with your time. When you encounter one of those complex performance-based questions, mark it, skip it, and go secure the points on the multiple-choice questions first. You don't want to get stuck troubleshooting a command in a virtual terminal for 30 minutes, only to look up and see you have 50 questions left and only 10 minutes on the clock. It's a strategic, non-linear approach.
That's a smart strategy. It sounds like PenTest Plus is less of an academic test and more of a professional simulation. To sum it up, it covers the entire life cycle. The new version is all about cloud and AI. It's dominated by practical exploitation skills, and it's a serious career milestone for anyone in cybersecurity.